We've lost a real asset to our community. You know, it's always sad when somebody dies, especially if they kill themselves or if they're accidentally killed. That's a tragic thing. Now let's get real for a split second here. Freddie Gray was a total fucking disgrace. A career criminal. So let me just start by saying, fuck you, Freddie Gray. Let's look at what he was arrested for. This is what he was caught for. Not what he was doing and getting away with, what he was caught for. Arrested for dealing cocaine, possession of narcotics, illegal gambling, arrested again for possession of narcotics over 10 grams, manufacturing and distribution of narcotics. Distribution of narcotics, Freddie Gray. And now this picture, it poses some challenges for me. I'd like to give you my reaction to it. Now here they are. Here are the 6 cops that are being charged. Now, my first impression is I'm sort of happy with this and I'm sort of not. So a part of me is really in favor of these cops being arrested and finally getting the punishment they deserve for being racist. And then the other half, I feel like maybe they weren't to blame, or maybe they were just doing their job. You know, I'm split on this. I feel like some of them probably operated because they have hateful feelings towards a guy who has committed 23 crimes and who is single-handedly poisoning an entire generation of a city in the United States. But then part of me feels like maybe this is sort of scapegoating and it's a big mix-up. Yeah, I'm really torn here, almost torn down the middle, almost torn in half on this issue, because when I see these 6 images, part of me, but actually half of me, exactly 50% of me, wants to blame slavery. I want to blame an entire race of people for this. And then the other half of me wants to say, well, maybe we should look at the actual details of what happened here, and maybe this wasn't intentional, and maybe we should acknowledge that this was a career criminal. So it's really confusing. I'm not sure how to deal with this image. So now, you know, it gets really tricky, but really I want you to focus down here where it's almost like a trick question here. This one's really hard. Now try to pay attention here. This is a cop, so fuck the cops, fuck the cops, fuck the cops. But here's the curveball. She's not white. She's black, so she is an oppressed minority who has suffered under the regime of white terror and white supremacy that people like myself and basically every white person in America has subjugated her underneath. But here's an even further curveball. Her name is white, which you can't really get behind. She is black, so it's almost like it's a 2-to-1. She is a cop, so that's 1 strike against her. She is black, so that pretty much eradicates the first strike, but then her name is white, which sort of reminds us of white people. Those fucking whites. So yeah, let's continue scapegoating white America and historical transgressions of white Americans who are not alive today. Let's continue spreading the blame and avoiding any sort of real talk as to what the hell is going on in Baltimore or in Detroit for that matter. Throw them in. Absolutely shameful, totally disgraceful, and these people should be called out on their bullshit, which I just did. Thank you very much. Good night.